All right, we are back with the Cult of Larry Draft League Season 6 Initiate Power Rankings. As always, it is not Geo, it is Helix. And
And Kelpo, we are back. We are presiding over the noobs yet again.
the noobs. Yeah. Well, Initiate was the first to finish drafting, right?
I think Acolyte barely beat us out.
Uh,
It was it
Masters
was it
is
was
always
close.
last.
It was close. Masters was like 12 hours after everyone else. So
Yeah,
yeah,
we're
that was
slow.
that was that was really cool.
That's
Um,
because Masters is the worst division.
but no, our draft I think went pretty fast. A lot of people left picks, and we were able to keep it moving even during hours where most people were sleeping. So
Yeah, we've got some Aussie mods that definitely make life easier for that. So, power, big ups to them. Just to get started on these rankings, one thing to remember, these are just for fun. It doesn't matter what you get scored. If you do well, you do well. Power rankings don't have any effect on gameplay or anything like that, so don't take them too seriously. If you want to argue with us in Discord, feel free. But
my DMs are open to be flamed and told how your team is secretly genius, and I'm too bad to see it. Which honestly, I don't think we've ever had a power ranking where we've pointed to a team and said this one is the best, and it's actually one. So we're not batting perfect
yeah, I
or
wonder where,
anything.
because Fishing On took over a team and won last season.
Yeah,
Goat
no,
and Clippy
Fish took a team and just didn't lose, and then
yeah, dominated the
Clippy,
regular season and then
yeah.
lost
Although
in
I mean, I think
finals.
yeah, Fish beat him in finals, but Clippy's team, I think we both liked on paper because it was just like a really well like built balanced team,
I
which
just
tends
remember
to
Terra
do
Comfrey
well.
ripping people to pieces.
It had like Pult and like
Oh, okay.
Amoonguss, Empoleon, Cinderace. It had really good pieces.
Yeah,
I
that does sound
he
good.
was very lucky to get a team that good, which typically in Initiate I think people go for things that aren't always traditionally taken first round. This season was no exception for sure.
Wasn't there a
Um,
first pick was? We'll get
we'll
to
we'll
that.
we'll
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 get to
get to
that.
yeah. No.
All right.
There were some non-meme team picks that kind of made my head hurt a little bit. But well, let's speaking of the meme
Let's
teams,
go
I
through the
think
meme teams first because you don't actually
yeah.
get a real ranking. Meme.
No.
This is your ranking is meme, which is Steve's team, which last season was Cats, which I think this team might just be better because Fairy and Dark are
Fairies
just
the
two really good typings.
They are two good typings. So I mean this team obviously has like huge like giant weaknesses to it that can be easily exploited by I think like most teams. Like having one electric immunity, not even a resist, just an immunity is really, really bad. Just like that alone, not to mention that you don't really have. I mean, like Greninja's not. I wouldn't call it a steel resist. Or
No,
Sharpedo, like
no,
it's
it's fairies and dark types clearly, but it does do a lot of damage, like Deontay, Greninja, Jug,
oh, it's really
Croak.
offensive for
Yeah,
sure.
if he might pick up a couple, wins here with it just running through some teams. You're not bringing a dragon move to this, and you're not bringing psychic, which is hilarious because it does invalidate two typings right away.
It is interesting that there are for teams that tend to rely on a high tier dragon for a lot of your late game sweeps. You actually just will have to not bring it against this.
Well, I
Like
mean, it's not even that. I mean, like Ghost, Dragon, and Dark,
the
all
entire team resists dark, which is
uh-huh.
that is pretty funny. Of
It
the season that we banned Qian Pao is the season that a full dark counter team gets
uh,
brought.
I mean, it's a meme team. It's funny.
I think it can get a win. I think
It's
it can
gonna
get a
get
win or two.
multiple. But we won't spend too much time on the meme teams because that's kind of what they're here for. The next one is obviously the best team in.
Okay, all right. My hot take for this team, I legitimately think it can like do really well. When I say really well, I mean playoffs. I think this team can actually hit playoffs.
This has got to be the lowest BST team I've ever seen outside of like a bottom tier league. I mean, you took Terra Magikarp pick 1, which is hysterical.
But this team has power in it. Like
I mean,
it
yeah, Mega
has
Banette
it.
can hit hard. It's just like, I mean, it's funny.
I understand it's a meme team, but I think people are gonna be surprised at what this team is gonna be able to do. I am a 100% believer.
Which type chart isn't bad either. So, I mean,
No, it isn't. It isn't like a mono type team that you can exploit. Like the only actual downside of this team, I think, is that just just like a lot of the like individual pieces are really weak, but together, and again, that's why I said like I think it's gonna have to be played really well, but it also may just be brought and then just Terra Magikarp every game, so it may not actually matter.
If you check Magikarp out, I guess the BST would go up a little, but I mean, it's funny. I hope it does well. I hope it gets a couple wins. I hope it makes playoffs.
I do too.
All right, so hopping into the real teams, we have in 12th, not 14th, the Pink Puff Power, coached by Milky Way.
All right, so the main issue with this team is that Trick Room is bad. I don't think the team itself isn't built terribly. Like it's not. It has some big flaws to it, but it isn't. It isn't something that can't win. The issue is that just Trick Room is bad, and you can easily counter it when you know it's gonna come every week. And when you have Trick Room as the main gimmick of your team, you have to look at how good is the team outside of Trick Room, and the answer is it's bad.
Yeah, and they also have the worst Trick Room setter for the 3 Trick Room and then Telly out, because you got Glow King, who Chili Reception's out, but he's uber fast in Trick Room, so your Mon coming in is taking a hit. So that, normally you go Slowbro or Slowking, and then you teleport out so that you always go last, and then you don't. Your Mon, if it's frail and slow, there are some of those odd instances. It's not taking extra damage when it doesn't need to. You don't risk anything coming in. So I mean, it is funny that all of your the team does actually hit pretty hard. I mean, it's raw offense, which is fun. And you have Glow King as kind of like a backbone to get in and out and get your other pieces in. But you're slow. People are running. I mean, anything like 100 base speed is just adamant or modest every time. You don't really need to speed creep a lot of these things. So, kind of tough.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, as far as like things coming in. I mean, so you're gonna have Ursaluna, Iron Hands, and Alolan Egg coming in. Like those are, I don't think. I don't want to say that Mega Mawile is just so like.
It's garbage.
I don't know. It's so bad. It's so bad. I know it's.
I know
it's a meme
I know
in the
people
server,
really like it,
like,
but it's like that's the meme in the server. It is garbage.
It really is though. It's like it's so bad. But like, I don't even know if I would like if I had the choice between and obviously matchup dependent, but like I think in most matchups I would rather just bring any of the other Trick Room pieces than Mega Mawile is like my to take advantage of the Trick Room turns that I am sacrificing so much for. I would rather just have like a Banded Iron Hands or like a Calm Mind Ursaluna. I don't know, just anything, any set. I think that the other ones could bring. I think would just be better.
I'll say my last piece before we move on, because sometimes we get stuck on these first couple teams for so long because we're out of gas. You have you have the best spike setter technically in the format, but you only have Devog. you might want to try figuring out to get rapid spin. Otherwise, you're going to end up defogging your spikes away. So just a
I'd also
piece.
get a Porygon too, just so you have a better Trick Room setter.
I would, yeah, something. All right, who do we have next?
So
Hollywood,
we have
Delcatties, and Blanksy. Oh my.
yeah. So this team hurt me when I was watching it get draft because the first round Terra Auroras was that was pretty cool, and then you follow it up with Terra Arctofish, and it just and then like the rest of the team was normal. So I was fully expecting it to be complete insanity, but I got
Honestly, it
I
got
got
a lot of pretty good mons that were high, kind of higher picks that he didn't get in the first couple of rounds. But Terra Auroras, we know from Whackers League is pretty good. I have seen Terra Arctovish do a ton of damage, especially in Slush Rush. Also, Water Absorb is great for defensive use. It's got a
I mean,
useful.
this team is really water weak, so
Yeah, it
I could
helps.
easily see a defensive Arctovish being brought. I mean, that's really the main issue of the team. Like, setting aside the fact that I don't have the faith you do in Aurora's Arctovish as a combination. Um, I mean, like your resists to certain offensive types are just really not there. Like, I mean, Roaring Moon is your main ghost and fire check. Like that's terrible.
Yeah, I think Victini is more of the fire check, though.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't want to be switching Victinian all that often.
It's
It's just
it's
like,
hundreds across. It's bulkier than you think. You just don't want to get burned on your running moon. I
well,
will.
I mean, you don't want to. You're going to be taking like you're basically going to be forced to run it defensive like boots, or not defensive, but like it limits Victini's offensive capabilities if you're having to have boots on it every week. And that's the other thing too. This team, outside of like Roaring Moon's kind of fast, Rabombi's kind of fast, but it feels like you're going to be relying on webs a lot for some of your other sweepers to do anything.
Yeah, it's got Veil too, which is nice, and you do have a good, Defiant user if someone wants to try to defog your Veil away. So it also can't
That is
break
true.
break. It's just unfortunately Psychic Fangs is super effective against you, but it's. I mean, I don't think it's the worst. It's definitely not the worst team I've ever seen in draft. It's got pieces. It's just the other teams I think are a little better here. Speaking of which, Strike First, Red Bar 444.
So I didn't understand the I guess this feels like a themed team to me. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but when I read Strike First, I think, oh, this person just drafted a bunch of
Priority.
yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mons that I know have priority.
Mega Gardevoir gets Vacuum Wave.
Oh,
So
yeah, that's right. It does. God, what an unnecessary buff that was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ah, that's
I think
funny.
Zapdos gets something, surely.
I'm sure Quick Attack or something.
Oh, you know what? It probably is Quick Attack.
So 7 in Zapdos, but I mean, it's not really a bad team either. It's just kind of like Gen 9 offense. This actually reminds me of a Gen 8 team of like bulky offense with Palafin.
Yeah, Palafin instead of like an Azumarill or something.
I don't know what the
And
Bonsly's for, to be honest. I would have just,
I
unless it's
think
like
it's gonna be like a suicide lead, like sturdy, cussed out, like rocks into blowing
I
up or
thought it was just
something.
like a mascot pick. So I would say you just take the 1 point here and upgrade Executor into something more usable. But
I mean, Terra Executor, I'm excited to see it come
it's
to a
gonna be
game.
Terra.
And
It's gonna be Terra Entei almost every week if I had to take a
yeah,
guess.
probably. I mean, Terra normal extreme speed is just
Well, yeah,
really
that or
good.
Terra Fire is great
Or
too.
Terrifier.
It's
Yeah.
good. Terra Electric's good. It's good mon. Palafin's great. Scissors, fine. I think it's Mega Scissors just so much better in my opinion. Zapdos is great. It's a good team. I think
It feels
you're a little
it feels
slow and your
weird.
speed is
Well,
just so awkward.
Do you care about speed if you're just spamming priority moves
That's
though?
true, you don't. This team really doesn't care about speed. You're just spamming
That's what
priority.
I was gonna say. Like I wanted to comment on how bad the speed tiers were, but I don't think he cares.
Oh.
I think it's just, you're just gonna jet punch, bullet punch, E speed,
Yeah,
high
I mean, if
shard,
you're that's your plan, you're just yeah. I mean, if you're Gen 8, style bulky offense, it probably does work just fine. You just break with maybe Mamo or Palafin, and then try to clean with
yeah.
something else. But it's not bad. It's definitely kind of different, but it's interesting. I'm interested to see how it plays out in actuality versus theory crafting here.
I'm just waiting for every one of his opponents to just bring psychic terrain and
That would be really funny.
completely
Be
shut it
really
down.
clever. Don't tell people that. Come on.
Oh, well, okay, if I don't tell people how to beat a gimmick, then we're gonna get Terra Comfey just sweeping everyone all over again. So you gotta let them know. You gotta let them
Oh
know
no no
that.
no no no. All right, all right. 9. Hullberry Hydras, and it's Rift Walking. That's like I think the first name I recognize that's back, other than Stee.
Yeah, our one of our semifinalists
Yeah.
from last season is back with a
Sick.
Kyurem Black Blaziken Veil team, which looks, I mean, it like that half of the team looks really scary, and then you kind of pan over to the other half, and it looks like it kind of ran out of steam.
No. Terawochian is actually a fantastic mon.
Well, I said first half. I
Oh,
said so the first five.
yeah,
No. Terra Wochian, I've played 2 seasons against APP in playoffs, having to prep against that, and it's like the worst thing ever. No, that thing's gross. I'm talking about like Tentacruel down.
Tentacruel is
Um,
not terrible. I don't.
it's
I think
not
it's
bad.
it's a better Paldiamon, I think, than Nat Dex because you get so many more water and poison options. But it's not a bad mon. I think Iron Boulder is a good grab because he needed the speed, and it does hit pretty hard. Unfortunately, you can't Terra. Rotom Fan is a good Terra. Any Levitate user, especially like the bulk that the Rotoms have, is pretty useful. Um, I don't know what Kamala was for, and because we don't allow Spectrier, and I think if you just wanted a normal for the sake of having a normal, I think you probably could have gotten something else. Unless
You
I just
probably could have just grabbed like Regigigas or something, and just if you just wanted a bulky normal to just
yeah, I would have just
sit
grabbed
there.
like Lickitung or
Lickitungu's good value, and
yeah.
then man, I think Mega Pinsir's so bad.
It's I mean he does have I mean I don't know you have great spin, so I don't know why you grab Kamala additionally. But it's pretty good for keeping hazards off, and he really wants to keep hazards off anyways. Or
Oh yeah, with the Kyurem. Yeah, no. This team really hates rocks, so
yeah.
that's no. There's definitely good removal for a hazard weak team. I think is I think the highest praise I can give this team. That and that Kyurem Black and Blaziken are both really good Veil sweepers. I think my biggest issue with this team is where's the special breaker? Like your highest special attack mon is Kyurem Black.
That's KB. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Kyurem Black, so it's like, if I like what's the it just feels like if you just stack physical defense against this team, it's gonna just be a lot harder than necessary to break certain things. I think that's like my main issue. I'd probably swap out like Mega Pinsir for just anything with like a good special attack stat that actually wants to use it.
Mega
Because
Pinsir
I
is
don't.
really fun. I'll say Mega Pinsir is really fun. This team also has that speed tier. It's a really fast, like medium speed team where it's not. I guess it's not really fast. What I'm trying to say, but it's not slow. It's just got a bulk of just this medium-esque speed, which is a little tough. It has its merits, but it does feel like you're gonna run into some people being able to really speed creep every single one of your mons really easily, and you outspeeding the exact same mons that you know maybe not needing to, or it's just I think the speed's awkward. But and there's not a lot of priority. I mean, Blaziken does speed boost does change things a bit, but still, and there's a lot of rapid spend, but it's just a awkward, easy to prep for speed, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But I love Karen Black. It's great with Hail getting the defensive boost plus Veil offense. I mean, it's gonna cause issues. We know Kieran Black is after last season was an issue, so let's see how it goes. The Dreepy Shooters and God Dialga Palkia, is that what it stands for?
Yeah. One of our 2 Sun teams this season.
The Sun team is, well, we haven't seen the other Sun team, so we think this one's worse.
Well, so I think the main issue, because I do think this team is legitimately better outside of Sun. Like, if this team wanted to not run Sun, I think it could get away with it. I don't think the other Sun team can do that. What I will say is that Ninetales is not a good Sunsetter compared to Torkoal, which was, spoiler, taken. So, when constructing this Sun team, during Grace period, Ninetales was the only option. But I do think Ninetales is the main issue. The other main issue is that this team really hates rock. Like rocks and any offensive rock type, I think is going to cause this team a lot of problems.
Yeah, Mega Diancie absolutely chews this team to pieces.
Mega Diancie, Lycanroc Dusk, which I think the Trick Room team got, so that's going to be out there. You know, if someone, I don't think like Nihiligo or Glamora, I'm just trying to think of, I guess, I got Iron Boulder as well.
Yeah, Iron Boulder, yeah, Mighty Cleave. I mean, Dragapult's great, Gouging Fire is great, Finny's great, Landa's great. Regular Venusaur is not great unless it's Sun. If you have Sun, it's Terra, which is good, but it's Ninetales. I think Fortress is mediocre at best.
I think Fortress is fine.
Mega Houndoom's a cool mon, but it's not great. It's really, you're just so rocks weak. Like, I know Espeon tries to help with that, but Espeon's not if you're running Sun, Espeon's probably not coming.
Well, it gets Morning Sun.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're running Sun, you're ideally running this, no matter what, this no matter what, and then you need to piece together.
You're not probably your 4 best, and then probably your 4 best.
You're probably bringing some form of these, maybe Houndoom, and Lantern's not a bad bring, just because you are kind of water spam when the sun's not up. So I don't know. I don't think it's not a great Sun team. It definitely can function outside of it, but I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's great by any means.
I mean, there is a lot of defensive pressure on Feeny for sure, but I would still say that this team, because of how strong a lot of the pieces are towards the top of the draft, I think it's gonna get a bunch of wins just off of like whole.
We did not mention the fact that this team is goober Shadow Ball spam week. I mean, Mega Houndoom is like, it's got 90 special and 75 HP, but if there's rocks and spikes up, your turns are limited.
There's also not really a good ground check besides Landorus, so if that gets weakened, then Earthquake spam could also be an issue. But it's
it's so bad for ground. I didn't even.
Ground, the ground and rock weakness I think is pretty bad. But again, I think if you're in Sun, and I think if you have the Venusaur threat, I think it's still going to be hard to bring a lot of those. So
yeah, not there's no Iron Val for GDP and no Shell Smash Torterra, so he did try some newer things. Let's see how it goes. All right, on to the technically first half of the rankings, if you include the meme teams. We've got Green, who I think played here before, with the Green Party, which it is a green team, minus 2-3 mons. It's got green. All of them have green.
Most of them have some green.
Torn, Gallade, Iron Moth, Ferrothorn, Grim Snarl, Zygarde, Porizi, Obama Snow. This is just Gen. This is Gen 9. Just classic Gen 9.
I mean, yeah, it's like you have a good veil setter, you have a good screen setter, you have I think you have a really good offensive Terra user in Porygon, and I think you have both physical and special breakers that really want to be behind a screen and just take over the game. You have a really good hazard remover in Torn, but it's all you have, so that kind of limits any worry from the opponent that it'll be offensive, which is I think is one of my main issues with this team, is that like all of the hazard removal is on Torn, so that's kind of rough. This team also really, I think, lives or dies on momentum, and Ferrothorn is a momentum vacuum.
Yeah, Pharaoh almost looks like a suicide lead here. Spikes, rocks, leech seed, gyro ball, boom. Like get what you can in there, boom, and then try to roll from there with a lead. I don't think Porygon Z is a good Terra captain. Adaptability does not work with Terra in the way we all thought it was going to. Analytics, meh, because your speed isn't that slow, so you're kind of running on download. So you're just hoping to bring it in on, there'll be matchups where you want to bring it in on something that has, fat special defense, and then you're stuck with a attack raise instead of special attack. So I don't know. I'm not high on it. I know it can do a ton with just like specs, adaptability, Terra Blast, or Tri Attack, whatever you want to run, just in case you swap. But then you lose that adaptability after. But it's, I like the screens aspect. I think Obama Snow just being your Terra most times to just get the veil up and then push from there and set up and try to win will win games. It feels like a really heavy setup team too, and then with a stupid ass fish. I really don't like that, man. I really don't like it.
Something else I will say, there isn't a flying resist on this team, which I know
No, there's not.
And there aren't like offensive flying types. I think are like, I don't think too many were drafted this time.
Well, we're looking at one of them.
Well, sure, but I mean, on this team, I don't think
Zapdos was taken, but you mean just dodge.
Yeah, but I just in general, I think it's not the worst weakness to have, but it is worth noting that it could be a problem.
Did Terra Staraptor get taken, or Gyapdos?
I don't think either did. I don't think Swallow got taken. What else? I don't think
Talonflame got taken, but Talonflame does negative damage.
Talonflame's not a real Pokemon. It's a fake one.
Yeah, I don't know. We can go back and look. Okay,
yeah.
Who else?
I know. Mega Arrow got taken. So.
Oh, Mega Arrow. That kind of. If it hits, dual wing beat. Good score. If it's running Swords Dance.
Yeah, it could.
Delphino Duats and Shopping Cart. Everything runs knockoff on his team, apparently.
Yeah. I mean, this team's great. I think Metagross, for the points that you get it for, is a really good pick. I think Vaporeon is really solid. Terra Comfey is obviously really good. I've used Terra Drapion before, and that thing is deceptively strong. You got
Pursuit user too.
Yeah. And then Megalopunny's fast, Superior's pretty fast. Not too much else is all that fast, but you got you can always agility Metagross if you need it. I think my main issue with this team is that you're never going to be able to bring everything you want to a game. Like the roles feel a bit too spread out for me.
I don't know. I mean, Raichu's not Terra, so I don't think it's coming very much. I think it was just grab an electric for like one really electric weak game.
Yeah.
Sableye, I needed a dark in case I Terra out, or a ghost, which we have. I don't know what Sableye is actually doing here other than Prankster Encore to like the very heavy setup team, maybe like GDP's team.
I don't yeah I don't see Sableye ever coming to a game.
But I mean, yeah, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.5 usable mods. I think I've tried Chandelure so many times, I just can't get it to work. So if you get it to, more power to you.
You run Blunder Policy Inferno.
It's just so. It's like so much speed compression, and there's 2 priority mons, 3 and then Comfey. But Terra Comfey's great. It's a fine team. I think it's fine. I think just going to be. It just looks a little awkward on. I don't love it, but it's just probably not a team I'd play.
It's not a team I would play either, but I think it's going to do really well, just because of, it has Terra Comfey, it has Mega Lopunny, it has, it has, and again, maybe I'm oversold on Metagross. I think that thing is criminally underrated.
I think it's just so much better in Paldea decks is why. I think it's just not quite as good in Nat decks. I mean, it's definitely still a good mon. It's got a fat amount of stats. It's a bulky boy. Bullet Punch definitely hurts, but we'll see. Lop is obviously good. I've never drafted Nihilego, but I need to try. I know it's funny ass jellyfish.
Nihilego's really good.
I just don't think Superior without Terra is that great. You're just kind of like I feel like you're very, very heavy matchup dependent with it, or you're a
I don't think you're going to be.
Bot.
I don't think it's going to be offensive most games that it gets brought. I think it's going to be like a Leech Seed, Defog, Glare type thing.
Yeah. We shall see. Flavor Town Farfetch'd from Hysterically. Hysterically's team is pretty solid here.
Oh, it's really good. I'm immediately gonna point at that Terra Stack Attacka.
This is the real Trick Room team.
It's gonna. I mean, with Terra Stack Attacka and Trampa, yeah, I could see it.
Oh, it's just Stack Attacka. I mean, it does the most important thing for Trick Room in singles. It sets its own Trick Room. It's like you gain all your turns in the single mon you want in there. It's also a great weakness policy abuser because you can Terra into something. You're going to survive most hits either way, especially if they're physical. I don't think close combat kills every. Certain mons kill. But, I mean, Nat Dex Mew is great. Urshifu is a pain to prep for. Mega Arrow is fast and hits pretty hard, great with a Dragon Dance. Prem is always good. And then you get into some pretty good utility pieces. So it's kind of like first 4 come almost every week. Then probably Stack Attacka. And then from there you kind of just figure it out. Leafeon's probably not a bad Terra. I've never seen it outside of a Sun like Terra.
It's not bad. Without Sun, it doesn't have an ability, and its stats are a little awkward for, being a like an SD kind of sweeper that it usually falls into. But it's okay. I think for the 2 points that got spent on it, it's fine. No, Galvantula with webs I think is good because this team besides Mega Arrow is very slow. So I think webs are going to be pretty necessary in a lot of games, unless Urshifu gets every sucker punch prediction correct. Um, the bulk is, I think, pretty good as well. Claude and Quillfish, I think, uh are pretty good as far as walls. My main issue is once again that this team is pretty ground weak. Mega Arrow, you can swap in, and if you want a safe ground resist, that means you're going to have to bring Leafeon to a game, which means you're not bringing something that's a lot better in most cases. But it'll probably be necessary, I think, for some matchups. But yeah, ground is really good against this team, unless you go flying stack attacker.
Stack Attack is good. I mean, it's a great hazard team. A little unfortunate that you've got such great hazard stacking and no defog, or sorry, no rapid spin. But whatever, he'll be fine. You do need the defog for Mega Arrow, but Mew is very good at that. Otherwise, you really don't want to run it for Arrow, and I don't think Drompa's coming. So maybe try to find a spinner or another defogger. But I mean, you could just run boots on the other mons and just try to outpace so that it doesn't matter that Mega Arrow takes 25 when you come in.
Trade Drompa for the Kamala that the other team
Yeah,
got.
actually, that would be a good trade. I don't know. This is a very balanced team. It's solid.
It's very balanced, but I think it's gonna just get a lot of wins just off of there being an Urshifu and a Stack Attacker and webs and just
Urshifu
like
webs is really tough to handle. You gotta really get that out. Are there any Defiant mons?
Annihilate.
No, I mean on his team.
No.
And no Ghost. Bummer. But still a really good team. I think it's gonna pick up a bunch of wins. New York City New Kids. Okay, from Dibsy. This is the Sun team.
This was the Sun team that drafted Sun from the jump. So it got
hard Sun. Holy.
Yeah, this is Sun is coming every week. There is no deviation. It's you either can beat the Sun or you can't. Which, I mean, as a Sun team, it's realistically like one of the best Sun teams I think you can get. You get all the pieces you want. You get your Territorical. You get your you have your Fire type that abuses it, and then Walking Wake is great in Sun. Great Tusk is good. You have Screamtail, Heliolisk. Terra Victory Bell is fine, probably. And then as soon as someone counters the Sun, then this team just kind of falls apart. But
Terra Victory Bell is actually is a very useful Sun abuser because you can go special or physical. The speed is 70 is pretty good to get around some of the higher scarfers that try to outpace you. And then it's got Weather Ball, Leaf Blade. So I think it has Solar Beam. It's got the poison moves. I think it even has Sucker Punch. It's got Growth. So even when you click Growth, no one knows if you're still going special or physical, and you might be able to pick. You're gonna get a couple kills. Someone's gonna guess wrong.
It does have a good. Oh yeah, it does have a good special attack. Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's better. It really needs Sun to flourish, but it's not terrible. I mean, I just don't know how many weeks you're gonna end up bringing it when you have Chiyu, Walking Wake, Tusk, Torkoal, Screamtail. I mean, your first 6 pretty much can come every single week, and then you can pick around your other 3. We're not counting Shuckle.
I mean, Shuckle. I think this team is fine with Shuckle. Maybe if you want webs for something, I don't know. It seems fine to me. I don't think there was much else that because what else do you get for 2 points that this team actually could ever use? Like when you have your first, 6, 7 picks, I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I think it's fun. It is a solid Sun team. There's not much to say about a Sun team because I mean, everyone's seen them
Because
now. I mean, it's
yeah,
classic.
everyone's played against one or
Yeah.
seen one, yeah. But it is the Sun team for the Sun team TM. So
Chi is great in Sun. It is funny to see the calcs. Alright, Tuscaloosa Talonflames. Val, Meow, Gold, Latios. Should have been Terra. Like the Fire, Modsdale, Weezing, and then Mega Blastoise. Um, I wish you had a little bit better hazards for the Goldango.
I was gonna say, I think
That's
the
really the only
main,
knock here.
yeah, the only real issue I can say that this team has is that it is pretty like hazard weak. Your only spiker is Meowscarada, which is, it's not even a bad spiker, but um, it does sort of limit you from running certain sets on it if you're bound to bring spikes in a matchup. Mudsdale, again, great rocker, but it's your only rocker. So if you want rocks, then you have to bring Mudsdale, which on a team with this many really good mons, I think is well, it's your only ground type. It probably won't be a hard bring most weeks to justify, but
Mudsdale's a very useful mon. Even like just body breath shenanigans or choice band. It's one special defense is still solid even with especially because you can boost up with stamina. So it's good. I wish it had some healing other than rest, but you do have a good wish passer, so that's at least nice.
Oh no, Audino I think is a great wish passer, especially Terra. Um, I think Audino is really good for this team. Terra Weezing, I think, is also. I mean, as we said earlier, anything with Levitate is going to be a really good Terramon. So I think that's solid. Although because Weezing is your poison type, you don't have a grounded poison, so
Yeah, but who cares? I mean, it's
this team doesn't really care.
Yeah, I mean,
but
it's
it is just
Goldango,
something to point out.
Latias, Moltres. Meowscarada can runs boots without many issues. I mean, Mudsdale would hate it. And Mega Blastoise.
It's really just Mudsdale and Mega Blastoise that care, but
Yeah.
it's something to keep in mind.
It's good. It's a good team. Val is a easy win button. I wish you could have made Terra Moltres work. I think it would, if you could get rid of all of your Terras and just turn it into Terra. Do we fill out Terra Moltres? We do. Do we not?
I thought we made it like 15 points.
Oh, it's so
I think
good.
I think we did make it legal, but it is really good. But I mean, this team just has so many really good pieces that
And then Electivire.
I mean, Electivire I think is probably the worst thing on this team, but Terra Electivire isn't bad for the points that you're paying for it.
Oh, it's better. It got Supercell Slam, which is great, and you could just just turn Terra Grass or something. You make yourself instantly much better, or Terra Flying. So it's definitely better. If you're gonna draft it, at least making it Terra helps. So the Baton Rouge Bombers and lost. Yikes! Did they actually take Terra Deontay first? Deontay?
Yeah, no, that was their first pick.
I don't know how you've put together this afterwards, but well done.
I was gonna say for picking something as weird as Terra Deontay first, the fact that all of this was able to get picked afterwards is impressive.
I can't believe you got Sneasler and Rillaboom in that late. No one would have.
Those were grace period pickups, I'm pretty sure.
No,
I'm pretty sure the entire I'm gonna double check just so I know I'm not wrong, but I am near positive that like most of this team was picked up during grace. Yep, okay, so they added Sneasler, Rillaboom, Mega Manectric, Terrazatu, and Spidops in grace period. So all of that was just on the table.
This whole last 5?
Yeah, the second half of the team was all grace period.
That's crazy.
So
I do think you probably needed spin more than anything else. Maybe getting Zatu into a spinner
I mean,
might be worth it.
yeah, I mean, this team's really close combat weak, so I think Zatu is a good pick for if you're running up against a an offensive fighting type.
It just doesn't take 65, 70 is not much, but I mean, Terra DNC can go water or poison, ghost. I mean, he can find ways for the fighting, resist, or
Yeah,
but
I mean,
yeah, I mean, it is. This is all fighting weak. Mega Manectric does help with intimidate, but
it does, and Cinderace I think is like really good removal as well.
yeah.
Because this team actually has really good hazard stack.
Oh yeah, that's why the Cinderace, you really don't want to click it unless you have to. But I mean, it's got good U-turn momentum into things like Kyurem or Tinglu to either take the hit, or the slower pivots, flip turn is really nice into Kyurem too. So it's a good team. I don't know how you got all of these things so late, but good for you.
Yeah, well, this team is also very ground weak, which is why I think the Rillaboom pickup is that much better.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like Earthquake spam on this team is pretty good, but as soon as, if you have Mega Manectric intimidating you while terrain is up, then that threat suddenly stops mattering nearly as much. So I think this team, and also, I mean, this team has some pretty fast pieces, but Webs is good for the Kyurem, and I was gonna say Rillaboom, but Rillaboom normally doesn't care.
Yeah. No, it's a good team. This is a really good team.
Very solid balance for sure.
Yeah. Last but not least, it's Omnic and the Minnesota Mamoswine.
The crime against everything. I don't like that this team was able to be drafted. I mean, shout out to Omnic. This is like this is about as good as you can get. I mean,
I think the rain is excessive, but I mean it's like you don't even need it for 9. I mean, you might bring it 1 week, but people have to prep for it. I mean, it's.
Well, yeah, no. You have to prepare for it because there's an overquill and a bundle, and terrain. Like, I mean, this.
Well, it's Coco also gets thunder. I mean, it does. Yeah. The rain does help Sizz and Serena.
Yeah, no, it's really this team like is really good. You have 2, I think, really good Terra. I think Terra Colossal is going to be brought most weeks. I don't think Terra Hariyama.
Oh, it'll be Terra. It'll be Terra Hariyama, I think, most weeks.
Really?
It's really good.
I haven't seen it do as much as I've seen Terra Colossal, but
Terra Colossal is a good defensive piece. And he might need that because his team is pretty heavy offense. But Serena is a really good spinner, so I don't think he needs the Colossal defensive spin as much as he might need the Hariyama thick fat potential to help. But it's gonna be really tough to do. I don't know how you got Garchomp Sizz then got a Coco in round 4, because even if you didn't have a bundle, it would still be a really good top 3.
No, Coco round 4 was so I was so bewildered that just no one was taking it.
Oh.
It was I think it was the only thing above 18 points that lasted that long. I think everything else that was that high got picked by like round 2 or something. But well, I say that because we finally lowered Darkrai to 18 points, so
Darkrai is a fraud.
I was gonna say that fraud isn't taking up a 20-point slot, but
I mean, you just hit your hypnosis and you win. It's all that matters. You hit hypnosis and you win, but you miss, it makes it just so much more miserable.
Yeah, and then you have 20 dead points getting one shot.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, this team is.
But no, this team's incredible. I think Pelipper, it's a little excessive, but I also think that a bulkier water was needed for this team.
I think I mean, yeah, I think it does give a good he needed the ground immunity. And Pelipper is
That as
also
well.
pretty good physically defensive. I would have said Politoed and then try to upgrade your points somewhere, but I just don't know what you would really upgrade your points
I mean,
into.
this is
Like
a pretty tight 9. I don't think there's.
Colossal, that would be the only thing I'd look into upgrading. But because I think Hariyama is pretty useful here. Overquill with the rain is good, but I mean Pelipper being able to, you can run Specs, Scarf. I mean, can you Terra Pelipper? Maybe that's the play, but
It should be Terra legal. I don't know what the point. I don't know what the tax we put on it was, but no, I mean, it's our number 1 ranked team for a reason. That's
it's
like
good. It's tough.
It's gonna be a nightmare to prep for. Every Garchomp can be offensive, defensive. Mega Scizor can be offensive. Like it's just everything can do multiple things for the most part. So expecting any one thing and prepping well for it is going to be really difficult.
Yes, it will. I mean, this is a very solid team. It's one of the better teams I think we've had drafted in the entire server.
Oh, for sure. But I mean, that's partially because there were just this is Initiate. A lot of good things get left open for a little too long.
I don't know. Masters, we had one RNG team. I took Turtles and Rabbits. There might have been another one too. I don't know. But it's a good team. Good team. I hope Omnic wins so that we look smart putting this as number 1.
I mean, with our luck, the Trick Room team that we put at the bottom is gonna win.
That would be really good. No, it'll be the 5 point. It'll be the 5 and under team that wins.
Oh, that's true. That's true. No, it will be. It will be. I'm rooting for that team.
Yeah, of course.
I am the biggest. I am now that team's biggest fan.
I hope it wins. That'd be hilarious. All right. Any final thoughts before we let everybody go?
So I mean, just looking back at the teams holistically, I think there are a lot of them that have, I think, a lot of upside. My main worry for a lot of these teams is, I think a common theme is, a lot of teams are really ground and rock weak this season.
So
just, like,
there's a
overall.
reason. Rock is super effective on a ton of types, obviously. And ground is super effective on 5 types, right? It's steel, rock, fire. What are the other ones? Poison,
Electric.
And it's only resisted by 2 and immune by 1. So even if you had one of every type, you would still be ground weak. In rock, I think it's the same. It's super effective on a ton of stuff, and only resisted by fighting. It's resisted by fighting, steel, and ground. But it's super effective on bug, flying,
fire,
ice. So it's got more than you can resist. And people don't draft a lot of like rock type mons. I don't know.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is like I don't notice. Yeah, like I don't normally notice a lot of team. Like I mean, ground weaknesses are pretty common, but rock weaknesses I normally don't see a lot of teams have. But I think I do agree. I think it's because a lot of people don't draft offensive ground rock types very often. So
also, I think Gen 9 is with Terra. You can get away with having like a weakness that you're gonna plug a hole in with your Terra user. So
oh, for sure. I'm not saying that every week is gonna be just like an earthquake sweep or anything. I am just saying that one of the main patterns I noticed with a lot of these teams was that they were weak to the same types, which again a lot of them do have answers for. It's just a matter of playing well around it.
Yeah, you just also usually when I draft, if it's like I know I'm gonna be ground weak, I make sure that you have reliable ground resist or you're flying or like usable almost every week. so it's not
Or you
so.
take the best ground type.
Yeah, so like, or take the best round type on the board, so no one else can. But like, like stuff like Zapdos, what's a Rillaboom. You're gonna be weak in your plan. Grabbing something that helps negate it is massive. So I don't know. It's fine. All these teams are, other than the meme teams, I think none of the teams are horrible. So I think everybody will be fine. I'm excited to start seeing some games. I know we had
one earlier today.
Yeah. I'm gonna go watch that here in just a minute.
Yeah,
Do you want to watch? I'd say we could watch it here on stream.
give a preview.
Yeah, here we'll do a quick.
Yeah, so I've already seen it, but having a fresh set of eyes, because this was a funny game.
I haven't seen this. Okay, so it's Trick Room.
So it's our
versus
our 11th and 12th ranked teams.
Okay. I haven't watched this yet. Oh, hold on. Let me mute this because it's gonna. Oh, it is muted. It's gonna come blasting through the speakers. Is that GDP in here already saying good luck and have fun? Wild.
Yeah, not on. It's not as much.
That's so frustrating because you took the Willow. You think, all right, I'm gonna get hazards up. Also, that was bold to just stay in you unless you're Sash. I bet he's Sash.
Yeah. So that Imprison was really good. I like that.
I mean, yeah, so you can just chilly, and heal block doesn't do anything for regen. Belly drum, belly drum, belly drum. Yay! Don't miss, don't miss, don't miss. Oh, protect. Yes, guys, if you didn't use Terra Preview, make sure you're using Terra Preview. Oh, Ice Spear? Is he?
I think it's Dice.
Yeah.
Didn't even matter.
Oh, bummer. But you got 2 kills out of it. Well worth it. Oh, why are you just not? You're already burned. Just get your hazards up. Sucker Punch. Please click rocks. Nope. Wonder if you were scarfed or specs. Oh.
It just gets crit. It just doesn't matter.
Oh man, that's so
and that looked like a cool set. It just didn't. It just got crit. It just didn't matter.
I mean, that was so bold to just sucker or to DD in front of the Mega Mile. Here's a. Oh no.
Oh.
Here's a good lesson for everybody. Just play what's in front of you. Don't overthink this. I mean, does it win from here?
What do you think?
It depends on if this is Sash Lycan. Doesn't look good if he's bringing this out to just take, unless you need it to 6%. Oh no. Chopo? Were you not Chopo?
You mean Shucka?
Shucka, same thing. No, he crit.
It crit, so I think even through the Shucka, it just didn't matter.
Yeah, probably. No.
Yeah, that was a tragedy to watch. I think I did peek at the spoilers after, and I think Milky Way did say that they didn't have like Ice Shard or anything on the Titan, but if they did, I think they had it.
Oh, bummer. That was a fun one to watch, though. I did like that one.
No, it was fast. The Imprison was nice, and then just the.
I mean, I hate focus sash lead Samurott. I know so many people do it. There's so many ways around it where you can prevent the Ceaseless Edge even getting one hazard up. All you gotta do is bring a helmet on a faster mon. That's gonna bring it down to the sash. You won't even get your hazards up, but that's for another day. Well, hey, good win. Broom slap.
That's blank C, I think.
Oh yeah, well done. Well done. All right, guys. Well, that was fun. We got an extra game in here to watch. So, a really good first game. It was fun. Hilarious.
Yep.
Some of the stuff I hadn't seen before. So, okay, Kelpo, any last thoughts?
Make sure everyone gets their matches played.
Yes.
So we don't
If
have
you
to come
need
after you.
extensions, ask us.
Yes.
And remember, Terra Preview. Click on the box.
Yes.
All right. Well, awesome. Glad we got to watch one, and we'll see you guys next week.
Later.